Welcome to the City of St. Petersburg City Council meetings. City Hall is located at 175 5th Street North in St. Petersburg, Florida. City Council meetings are generally held the first Thursday at 8:30 a.m., the second Thursday at 3 p.m., and the third Thursday at 3 p.m. For the hearing impaired, hearing aid devices are available at the first floor security desk. Your elected officials are Mayor Rick Kriseman, District 1, Charlie Gertis, District 2, Jim Kennedy, District 3, Ed Montanari, District 4 and Vice Chair Darden Rice, District 5, Steve Cornell, District 6, Carl Nurse, District 7, Lisa Wheeler-Bowman, District 8 and Council Chair Amy Foster. Tune in every Friday evening at 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sundays at noon for rebroadcast of this meeting, or watch online at stpete.org. This meeting is brought to you by St. Pete TV, your Government in the Sun television station.
Next up, we have a proclamation recognizing Interfaith Week.
Madam Chair, members of council, I think I'm getting ready to recognize Interfaith Week, but this week that we will be recognizing really, I think, epitomizes who we are as a community, one that focuses and celebrates our diversity and our inclusiveness and goes right to the core of our vision of being truly a city of opportunity where the sun shines on all. So this proclamation reads as follows: whereas our nation was founded on the principles of religious diversity and freedom, and Florida continues to uphold this tradition of religious tolerance. And whereas the interfaith efforts of various churches and faith groups have a rich history in the Sunshine State, and diverse beliefs have played an important role in the development of our communities. And whereas interfaith communities, coalitions, dialogues, and activities are rapidly growing locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. And whereas Interfaith Week celebrates our religious and cultural differences and acknowledges the ways in which this diversity enriches our society through compassionate listening and mutual understanding. And whereas our city prides itself on being one of the most multicultural cities in the world, St. Petersburg accepts and respects all religions, faiths, and beliefs that make up our diverse communities. And whereas Interfaith Week hopes to be an annual event that promotes a message of compassion and pluralism that holds our city up as an example of a community based on mutual respect, cooperation, and collaboration. Now, therefore, I, Rick Kriseman, Mayor of the City of St. Petersburg, do hereby proclaim the week of September 18th through the 25th, 2016, as Interfaith Week in St. Petersburg, and encourage all Bay Area residents to recognize the importance of the respect, dialogue, and religious literacy in safeguarding the American values of freedom and democracy. Thank you. How about he make his comment first?
Can we do that? Okay. That would be great. Hello. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Madam Chairman. And thank you, Council. For the third year in a row now, we've celebrated Interfaith Week. And it's really exciting, once again, to have the support of the Council. If I may, I brought programs for everybody. So if I may approach, or if somebody may distribute, there we go. The first year out, I think we had around 36 events. Last year we had 42 events in St. Petersburg, and this, the third annual, we have upwards of 58 events, not only in St. Petersburg, but now for the first time ever across the bridge in Tampa and upwards to North Pinellas and Clearwater. So we are now Tampa Bay Interfaith Week. We're no longer St. Petersburg Interfaith Week, which is a really exciting proposition. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We also, for the first time this year, have a mosque in New Tampa that's offered to open its doors to the community, offer a Q&A. Two of the local imams there will be offering a talk and a tour of the mosque, and so that's exciting. And just again, this year, it's exciting to see the alliances between the Catholic and Jewish communities, or the Christian and Muslim communities, the bridges that are built at this time of year, and the conversations and the dialogue that happens during this week sustain us year-round. And as the newly elected president of the Interfaith Association, it is going to be my honor and my duty to implement more youth programs in our community, as well as hopefully work closer with the city on religious literacy and sensitivity, or listen, learn, and talk programs for workplaces. So there's a lot of exciting things that the Interfaith Association will be working on this year. Interfaith Week is just one of many things that we work on. I'm excited to have one of the Interfaith Week committee planning members here, that's Soledad Loba, as well as two of the board members of the St. Pete Interfaith Association, Vice President Karim Abdul Karim Ali, and Frank Tedesco here to represent us, as well as, who else do we have? What is it? As well as Community Tampa Bay, and my daughter Alchemy. So give a round of applause to everybody who came out in force this year. Vice President Ali.
Okay. Greetings. You know, when I come before you, I challenge you with the greeting. We're talking about diversity of culture, religion, etc. Also language and greetings. So I say, Assalamu alaikum. God peace be with you. Here we go. And we're going to have a quiz on the rest of you when we come back. But to Mayor Kriseman, members of council, chair, we're so honored to be here, and we invite all of you to come out and be part of the various events that our president have shared with you. It's very important that we know what our city looks like in terms of our diverse makeup, and that is our goal and objective, to bring that to the forefront and share that to the world, because St. Petersburg reflects the international world, and we are happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Soledad Loba.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. I would like to thank this city, but particularly the mayor. I think he lives the future of what a city should be. Tolerance is not a good bar. Coexistence is a higher bar, and that's the one we're living right now. So thank you. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Frank Tedesco. I have taught Buddhism and Islam at USF here in St. Pete and University of Tampa and other places. I'm on the faculty of the Hindu University of America, which is based in Orlando. I do lecture and teach meditation at various places in the Tampa Bay area, as well as function as a chaplain or volunteer chaplain at the hospice and at distinguished prisons and the local jail. At least I was at the local jail. Not as a resident, but as a visitor. I think it's very important that the non-Christian faiths be represented, and at least get to feel more welcome in this area. I'm including the Buddhists, Hindus, Jains, and Sikhs, as well as other very small minority religions that derive from India. So I am making attempts to reach out to these communities in my work and help to bring them into a more hospitable relationship with the larger community, so that we can all be more mindful of each other's very rich religious heritages. Thank you.
I do want to mention, too, that for the first time this year, we have more communities on board that are participating in the event. We have the Vedanta community and the Quaker community who are participating this year, so we're really excited about that. And I handed out the programs, and if anybody here present today wants a program from me, I have plenty with me. I hope that during that week, next week, you come out and participate in a roundtable or a panel discussion, or watch a film, or visit one of those worship services or prayer services that you're not familiar with. The idea here is that we are raising the level of religious literacy and avoiding the tendency to look at our neighbor like a cardboard cutout, right? We have a tendency to ignore the nuances and the diversity within these faith traditions and consider oh, they're a Christian, or oh, they're a Jew or a Muslim, and write off the fact that there are hundreds of variants within those faith traditions. And so it's our duty this week to educate our community that there are millions of ways to celebrate the sacred and to believe and to appreciate one another. And so I hope you join us in that, and I really appreciate you having us here today. Thank you.
Councilmember Cornell.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody for being here today. I think this is the future of St. Petersburg. This is what we're about now. We haven't always been where we are now, but we are now. And I think it's really important. And I think that especially with what we have going on right now in our country, seeing all these different faiths and different folks up here is exactly what we need to do as much as possible, as intentionally as we can, because I don't think that it happens by accident. I don't think we get the results if we just expect it to happen. And we're having some issues in one of my neighborhoods right now where a lot of really good people who had really good views of and supported a lot of things, would say they support diversity, are having some level of difficulty with a group home that's moving in. And so now they kind of support diversity, but when it moves in next to you, it can be a little more difficult to support diversity. And so we've had some very intense discussions, and I think it's important what you all do. I will support you any way I can. I love it. I think it's a great message for our city, and any way that we can help. And I know you have an entire city that supports you, and I just hope you know that. Thank you so much for being here and so much for what you're doing.
Councilmember Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And thank you for everything that you do, and hopefully our city represents the type of unity and diversity at the same time that your group works on. So thank you for working to bring people together. I know it's easy for some people to try to divide us and point out our differences, but no matter what along those lines, we are a lot more alike than we are different. So thank you for everything you do.
Councilmember Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Pastor, it's good to see you again, brother. It's good to see you. I think the last time we were together was maybe with 300 or 400 other people on the steps of City Hall, the night of the Pulse incident. And what a night that was. Oh my goodness. Your words, Pastor, your prayers, brother, your prayers, really deeply touching. That was a group of people who showed what this city can be. And your work to bring that about is greatly appreciated. And I guess I'd just like to say the way it was said that night, you know, that this is not a criticism at all. The mayor and his office do such a wonderful job on these proclamations. And I'm not criticizing it all, but I was writing down the words because they're typically, and this one was too, very eloquent, you know, compassion, pluralism, cooperation, collaboration, respect, and then you added coexistence as the bar. You know what we talked about that night, right? Love. And we need to talk about love as much as we can talk about love. All these other words are nice, each of our deities, each of those powers that we worship and have faith in, to us is pure love. Yes? What else is it? It's pure love. And when we all find that one place of true love, that's when we'll all be together. So we need to start, and again, I'm not trying to criticize or minimize, but we need to start saying the big L word a lot more in places like this and wherever we travel. And I know you do, and I know that's the life you live, so I'm grateful for that. I hope to be at several of your events. Keep it up. Spread the word.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.